we have the 4-hour price chart for Broadcom Incorporated, stock ticker AVGO. Here we can see that the stock continues to trend lower. We've currently posted lows coming in at 128.50, and this is a very significant price low because we have now breached these prior troughs, which came in during the June 3rd trading session, posting at 130.22. So essentially that's this level here. So currently this is a very significant price break. We did see a daily close below this level. So overall, this is a very significant price move to the downside. Currently, what we're looking for as far as resistance is concerned would come in at the 150.05 level, so just above 150. We can drill in a bit here to see what this actually looks like on the price chart. Currently, the 150 level comes in right here, and as we can see, this is coinciding quite closely with the 20-period exponential moving average on the 4-hour price chart. If we continue to move higher, what we will really need to see in order to breach a better pathway to the top side would come in at the 152.80 level. This essentially marks the upper end of the exponential moving average cluster that is seen on the 4-hour price chart. If we were to break above here, we would finally break back above the 100-hour and 50-hour exponential moving averages. These can be found here. So if we take a step back here and take a look at this broader trend, we can see that very significant support zones have been broken. The encouraging part is that we have started to see some bounces here out of this lower region, but until we start to breach these exponential moving averages to the top side, there is limited scope here given the fact that the relative strength index reading is currently showing negative momentum on the 4-hour price chart. If we zoom in here a bit, we can see that the relative strength index itself might be on the verge of a positive upside break. We didn't exactly reach into oversold territory, but we are starting to roll over out of this area. We have broken above the exponential moving average for the relative strength index itself. As we can see here, the indicator reading is also on the verge of breaking that downtrend in share price momentum. So if we do see a break here, this does open up scope now for the stock to break back above this 152 level and then break above all of its exponential moving averages. If we move down to the 1-hour time frame, we can see some of these values a bit more closely. Currently, we can see that the support zone has generated a higher low in the process. We can point to that here. Specifically, this is significant because we've now created a trading range at somewhat upper levels. To the top side, we're seeing range resistance come in at 150.05, and then to the downside, we're seeing range support zones come in at 135.84. As things currently stand, we have broken above the 20-period and 50-period exponential moving averages on the hourly chart. So in other words, this is the 20-hour exponential moving average and the 50-hour exponential moving average. However, as we can see here, there is a significant resistance zone slightly overhead as the 150.05 level comes in direct contact with the 100-hour exponential moving average. This would be the purple line here. Additionally, we're looking at some similar price action here as far as the 200-hour exponential moving average is concerned, because this 200-period EMA also comes in line with this 152, 153 level. For the most part, this is what needs to occur in order for us to truly unlock the top side and start to recover some of these losses that have been seen in recent trading sessions. Moving down to the 15-minute price chart, we can see that near-term support levels come in at roughly 147.10. That would be this area here. From a shorter term perspective, this is what would create additional acceleration and downside selling pressure if we were to see a downside breach here. Essentially, what would occur if this did happen, we would see a break of this historical support zone, as well as 3 of the 4 exponential moving averages that are found within the cluster. Specifically, this is the 20-period, 100-period, and 50-period EMA, all coinciding in the same area. On the positive side, what we're starting to see here, if we drill in a bit, What we're starting to see here is the potential for the 20-period EMA to now cross above the 200-period EMA on the shorter-term timeframes. If this does occur, we will see some increases in positive share price momentum, and this could help the stock post new highs. Overall, however, the real line in the sand comes in at this 150.05 level, because this is the next major historical support zone to the top side. Moving out to the daily charts, we can see that the indicator reading remains negative on this time frame as well. We need to redraw this a bit. But here we can currently see that the negative reading and trend momentum is still positive, is still showing, not positive, on the daily price chart. So as things currently stand, the main level to watch to the downside will continue to be this 145 level, roughly 145.40, because as we can see here, this is a historical support zone that also matches very closely with the 200-period exponential moving average. In other words, this is the 200-day exponential moving average. Trading volumes have continued to trend lower, and this does suggest that these recent downside price moves have been a bit unwarranted, given the fact that trading volumes are not currently confirming these price moves lower. And in addition to that, we're starting to see some positive activity here. In other words, these trading bars are starting to show more green periods rather than red periods, which was the case previously. If we look back a few trading sessions here, we can see that even though trading volumes were declining, more of them were negative rather than positive. However, in recent trading sessions, this trend has started to change. Pulling out to the weekly price chart, we can see that if we did see a breach of this 145 zone, the next major level of support would not be found until 137. Essentially, this is the price low, which came in during the April 15, 2024 trading session. However, at the moment, this does look somewhat unlikely given the fact that more near-term price lows coincide with longer-term exponential moving averages. If we're looking at the weekly chart, here we can see that this level comes in quite closely with the 50-week exponential moving average, which is the rising orange line here. Overall, what we can see in this weekly chart is the fact that these exponential moving averages remain pointed in the positive direction. So even though we have started to see some fairly significant price moves to the downside, general momentum here does still favor the bulls. As far as the indicator reading is concerned, we're currently trading near mid-levels on the weekly relative strength index indicator. So this does suggest that prices have plenty of room to extend in both directions. On the negative side, we can see that the relative strength index itself is trading below its own exponential moving average. So in other words, the purple line here is trading below the yellow line. This does give the indicator reading a somewhat negative bias, even though the exponential moving average cluster continues to be pointed in the positive direction. Finally, looking again at the 4-hour price chart, we can see that the range bottom can be defined by this 145 level. Near-term resistance comes in at 150.05, and then from there, if we did see a breach above there, the main level that we would be watching would be the price performance near the top of the exponential moving average cluster, which comes in at roughly 152.50. And then from there, historical resistance zones are then found at 161.30. If we were to see a break back above this 161.30 level, we could start to redraw the Fibonacci retracement lines so that we can add Fibonacci analysis to this broader outlook. As things currently stand, we will need to focus on these historical support and resistance zones, given the fact that the share price action has destroyed so many important Fibonacci retracement levels over the last few weeks. These are the current price levels that I'm watching and the current trend activity that is likely to influence Broadcom share prices going forward. Here's the current market analysis for Broadcom Incorporated, stock ticker AVGO. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.